In 90 seconds, you can interrupt a stress spiral and bring your system back online. Now, most people try to think their way out of negative emotions or stress and anxiety. I'm going to show you the 90-second breathwork technique that I use and my clients use to move through emotions in real time. And if you're new to my work, my name is Sam. I'm a keynote speaker and nervous system coach. I help high performers to move through dense and heavy emotions so that they can perform at their best. So if you're into that, make sure you subscribe to the channel. So with that, we have the 90-second breathwork reset. There's just 3 simple elements to this. First is our circular breaths. We're going to do 20 circular breaths. After that, we'll do a hold at the top for 10 seconds. And finally, 2 cyclic sighs. We'll do this 2 times. The whole thing should take about 90 seconds. Now, a lot of times people use breath work to just ease their anxiety and stress. They use it like a band-aid, but they don't go to the root. Utilizing this framework, we're actually turning off the prefrontal cortex, which is our emotional brain, and we're getting into something called transient hypofrontality. That basically means we're temporarily shutting down the thinking brain to access our limbic system, our emotional brain. And by doing this, we're able to move through our emotions as opposed to just feel them. So first things first, the circular breaths, that's just going to be inhaling and exhaling through the mouth, no pause. Here's a quick demonstration. The thing to note here is that the belly expands on the inhale and it comes back to the spine on the exhale. If you're beginning, just focus on pushing the belly out and bringing it back on the exhale. As you progress with this, you'll start to find a circular wave-like motion, and there's no pause between the inhale and the exhale. Now, when you do this with me in a moment, I invite you to sit down because you might get a little lightheaded, and that is normal. So make sure you're sitting down when we step into this exercise. Next, we're going to hold the breath at the top of the inhale. Now again, most people would recommend to hold at the bottom of an exhale to get into rest and digest. Sometimes that is just using your breath as a band-aid, and it's just another form of avoidance. So I'm walking you through holding at the top, which may induce a little bit more dizziness or lightheadedness, but the reason is we're trying to feel our way through this emotion versus just calm our system. And finally, we get to the cyclic sigh. The cyclic sigh gets you into rest and digest. It's scientifically backed to be the most effective tool to get to rest and digest. So the idea is first we're activating our system, getting into the sympathetic nervous system, which we can think of as getting ourselves into an alert state. Next, we're deepening that alert state with a breath hold at the top, and then finally resetting our nervous system with a cyclic sigh. Now, this is designed for just about 90 seconds, maybe 2 minutes, so you can move through emotions, but you can also expand this breath work exercise if you need to go a little bit deeper. Now, remember that science teaches us about the 90-second rule, which is basically we process our emotions in 90 seconds or less if we allow ourselves to feel them, because we have a chemical and physiological response when we experience an emotion. And when we don't allow ourselves to feel that emotion, one of 2 things might happen. One, either we enter into a thought loop, which sends a new signal of our brain of that fear, that panic, whatever it is, sends a signal to our body, which keeps us into fight or flight, and we're just stuck, right? Or the second thing that might happen in this situation is that we continue to just use our breath as a band-aid without fully feeling our emotions, and emotions which are energy and motion. Well, if that energy isn't felt, it gets stuck and stored in the body, which can potentially lead to disease, which is why I teach this method so that we are not compartmentalizing our thoughts and feelings. So with that, we're going to breathe together for about 90 seconds. And if you have not already taken a seat, just hit pause on this video and start watching again when you're ready to do this exercise. Now that you're seated, go ahead and close down your eyes. We're going to do 20 of those circular connected breaths. As a reminder, it's just in and out through the mouth. So here we go. I'll count. Let's go. Now inhale all the way up. Hold your breath at the top. Just hold your breath and just imagine rolling your eyes upward. Big exhale through the mouth. Now a cyclic sigh through the nose. Inhale up. Sipping in a bit more air at the top. And through the mouth, exhale. Another big inhale up. Sipping in a bit more air at the top. And through the mouth, exhale. We're going to do one more round. So 20 circular connected breaths. Here we go. Let's go. Inhale up. Hold your breath. Roll up your eyes. Just holding the breath here. Side out. Through the nose. Inhale all the way up. Sipping in a bit more air at the top. Side out. Inhale up through the nose. Sipping in a bit more air at the top. And side out. Letting your breath return to your natural state and rhythm. And just flickering the eyes back open. Notice how alert you feel. Notice how energized you feel. Now, that is the 90-second reset breath. When I say that we can move through our emotions in as little as 90 seconds, this is one technique that we can use to process what's coming up. There's a few other ways I use this breathwork exercise. I'll use it in the morning to jumpstart my day. I'll use it in the afternoon if I'm feeling sluggish. I'll use it before a workout, anything like that. As you can feel the blood moving through you. You can feel that you feel a little bit more awake. Sometimes I call this like an espresso shot, right? Now imagine that you just got in a situation that brought up some triggers or some things, or maybe earlier something happened in the day and you had to compartmentalize it because you didn't have time to process it. If you have the intention to utilize this breath work, combining it with asking yourself a few specific questions like, hey, what is this energy revealing to me? What's it teaching? What's the lesson? That's how we do our shadow work. Now, if you want to work with me, there's a few ways you can. One, I do one-on-one coaching. I also have my free online breath club community, which you can find all the details with this video. Or if you're ready, like, hey, Sam, I want to learn so much more about breath work and subconscious reprogramming because these videos that you're doing are just so helpful. What do I do? The best thing you can do is join the breath school. It's just $50 a month. And in the breath school, I lead you through 3 breathwork sessions every single week. You also get a workbook and an online course as well for nervous system mastery. You can find all the links to everything I mentioned in the show notes and try this 90-second breathwork technique on your own and let me know how it worked for you. I'll see you again real soon.